What's up, my fellow hustler and sales superstar? Today, I am going to turn you into the ultimate persuading deal closing machine because you are so tired of letting those potential clients and those prospects that you've worked so hard to get slip through your fingers and slip through the cracks. All because you aren't really good at or sure how to properly follow up. Well, today I am going to give you 10 jaw-dropping follow-up strategies that I have used to have some of the highest conversion rates in the industry, where I can actually talk to 3 people and close 2 of them. You want to know what they are? Then keep watching and let's get to work. All right, so strategy number 1 really is that you have to truly understand the critical importance of following up. And the reason why I made this its own strategy is because if you don't get it through your thick, pretty little head that following up is the name of the game, then you are never going to be able to close those deals and get the customers and the sales that you need to stay in business. Because the fact of the matter is that 80%, that's right, 80% of all closed deals happen on the 5th try. Did you hear what I said?
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
The 5th try. That means that only 20% of what you're going to sell is going to happen immediately or happen on the 1st try. And if you don't have good follow-up strategies in place, you are going to be missing out on the majority of your business. Once I realized that I had to make sure that either I or my sales team had good follow-up strategies in place, it changed the game for my business and actually quadrupled our sales. Yes, I said quadrupled. So if you are averaging 1 sale a month right now, which could be the case for you, and if it is, honey, I'm sorry. I'm going to help you get out of this funk, I promise, all right? If you are averaging 1 sale, if you implement good follow-up strategies, some of the ones that I'm going to go over with you today, so get your notebook out, boo.
Write that down, write that down.
You can actually turn that 1 into 4. And what would those 3 additional sales look and feel like to you in your business and in your life? Ask yourself that question. Just implementing a real true follow-up strategy will change the game for your business. And that is why this first strategy is understanding that. Baby girl, you are not going to necessarily be able to close every deal on the 1st try. It is not a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Get your mind out the gutter, okay? Get it out the gutter. I saw that look you gave me. Anyway, it is not a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am kind of thing. It is, for most people, a follow-up and nurture and know, like, and trust and get to know me and prove to me that you are worth this money that I'm about to dole out. So strategy number 1 is understanding the importance of that. And once you get that through your head, you are going to be well on your way to being able to increase your sales and actually experience that life of freedom that you so deserve and desire in your business. Now, strategy number 2 is kind of like CP in a broken record, but it is to map out the follow-up process that you need and want to implement. Yes, I know. You are probably tired of hearing me tell you to map things out. But, my love, why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why? Why?
That's my question. Why are you tired of hearing it? If you don't do it, you won't know what you want to do. You won't have time to think about what you need to do. And following up is a true strategic process. It requires specific things, specific actions, specific messaging in order to work. It's not just enough to do it, right? I said it takes 5 times for somebody to make a decision, but that doesn't mean it's just 5 random times. It's 5 strategic times. It could take 15 times or 20 times if you don't do it well and if you don't do it strategically. So mapping out what your follow-up process is going to look like actually helps you decrease the number of times that it will truly take for someone to give you a yes or no decision. And knowing whether someone is saying no is just as important as knowing whether or not they're going to say yes. So you want to get to the yes or no. The worst place to be is what I call sales purgatory, and that's the in between a yes and a no, because those people still require the same work and effort and ultimately money to get them to close, but they string you along forever and ever. That's why if you've ever tried to sell me something, I'm generally gonna tell you yes or no right away. Look, I ain't got time. It's not something I'm thinking about. Follow up with me later. You at least want to get that from your prospect. So you got to map out what the process looks like. It is truly a funnel. And if you can map it out strategically, you will see greater conversions and you will see better results. So if you can see the steps, if you can actually see this is going to be the first follow-up, this is going to be the second follow-up step, this is going to be the third follow-up step, and you make sure that you've got what you need in order to implement them, each of those steps is going to be so much easier to employ, and then you can do some real fancy, fun things like what I'm about to suggest to you in strategy number 3. Now, strategy number 3 is to actually automate the entire follow-up process. Yes, automate it. I cannot tell you how sales follow-up automation has changed the game for me. For years, as you guys know, I have been in business for a long time. And back in the day, before these things called funnels and automation and technology even really existed, I had to employ salespeople and then beg and plead with them in order to follow up correctly. Because nobody likes rejection and being told no, it was very, very difficult to actually get the human beings in my life to follow up appropriately. As soon as I mastered the follow-up automation game, it changed the game for me. So do I sit and do every single step manually in my follow-up process?
I don't know.
No, I do not. There are some, and at certain stages in the process that I have mapped out, remember strategy number 2, do I do them personally, but most of the steps in my follow-up process are automated and automatic because they are communicated through systems and tools and technology that automatically sends out the messaging that I need to send, whether it's an email message or a text message, or even in some instances, a piece of mail that automatically goes out in my process. I love automation, and it's automated as much as possible, it will get done. You hear what I said? If it's automated as much as possible, it will get done. And half of the battle in following up is actually doing the follow-up. So if you're not doing it, it's not going to be successful. And automating what that process is going to look like and being able to have something automatically do it for you at set periods of time in that SOP that you mapped out is going to not only make it possible, but also make it likely that that prospect that's sitting on the fence in between yes and a no will actually move forward and tell you, yes, honey, take my money, take my money. Now, oftentimes I get the question, CP, can I have a copy of what your automated follow-up process looks like? And the answer that I come up with all the time is, I mean, I could, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to apply to you. Because I truly feel, depending upon the type of coach or consultant or service provider or speaker or whatever you are, it's going to be custom to your customer and to your ICA. So it's very difficult for me to kind of just give you mine. So I do. In these videos, I talk about what the steps are, and I've actually done several videos on automating processes. But really, truly, you have to create a custom one in your business. And if you want to work with me, because that is really what I do with my coachees and with my consulting clients, if you want to work with me to create that custom follow-up process in your business, then it sounds like to me that you may be a good fit. And I said may because there's no guarantees, but you may be a good fit for my VIP Day program. It is a full-fledged 3-phase program. At the core, phase 2, it means that you and I are going to spend an entire 6 to 8 hour day together mapping out a process or a strategy inside of your business. It is completely custom to you. We map out what the steps look like. I create with you all of the assets and emails and templates and tools and workflows and SOPs that you are going to need in order to get it done. And at the end of that day, your business and your process is mapped out. So if you want to do that with me on your follow-up process that I just talked to you about, then let me know by clicking the link down in the description or in the comments, or also going over to CherylCperez.com/VIP application and submitting your application for us to get this done inside your business. It's going to be a fun day. It's a full day, but we get so much done and the transformations are endless. Now, strategy number 4 is to follow up and strike while the iron is hot. It is all about the timing, my love. You have got to make sure that you are on it and that you are consistent with your follow-up. Now, when I say consistent, I mean doing it consistently and making sure that it actually gets done. I do not mean being all stalkerish or pushy or, stocky, because that just makes you weird and that's scary for people, all right? Nobody likes a stalker. But timing is 100% everything. So if you have a sales call with someone and you don't follow up with them within a couple of hours post that sales call, then you are probably not striking while the iron is hot. I do have a timing belief that I think is critical for success. And I think that the person and the energy that is coming from that initial sales call or needs assessment or discovery call, whichever one you have in your business, that the first 7 days post that time is the most critical time to actually be following up. So usually immediately following that call, they'll receive some follow-up from me, and then the very next day as well. Then I wait a couple to 2 to 3 days before I follow up again, and then I'll wait another day, and then I'll wait another day, and it's all a part of that process. But within that first 7 days, I like to make sure that they've heard from me that magic number of 5 times. After that first 7 days, if they haven't pulled the plug, I begin to employ some of the additional strategies that I'm getting ready to give you. And some of them are out of the box and crazy and quirky, but they have worked over the years, my love. But remember, strategy number 4 is really striking while the iron is hot and making sure that your timing with all of the steps in your follow-up strategy and in your follow-up process are critical. That is why I encourage you to map it out, like I said, into step number 2, and then to try to automate as much of it as possible as in strategy number 3. And 2, 3, and 4 put together makes you unstoppable, my love, and it will take those conversion rates from 0 to hero in your business really, really quickly. Strategy number 5 is to send what I like to call content snacks. Yes, sending content snacks. So after you initially done that first 5 days of follow-up, if that person hasn't then pulled the trigger based upon that follow-up strategy that incorporates all kinds of different things in there, like social proof and frequently asked questions and a sense of urgency, there's all kinds of stuff that I like to make sure I'm including in my follow-up steps. But once I get past that first 7 days, I begin to slow up that automated follow-up process. And that means that I am now beginning to deliver some content snacks. Content snacks are little bite-sized, extremely valuable, free pieces of content or even freebies that I give to the prospect. That keeps them engaged. It really allows them to keep them hooked, keep them wanting to come back for more, and then ultimately increases that know, like, and trust. So it really does help them understand and begin to believe that you are the expert that can solve their problem. You are the problem solver. Because there's a number of different reasons why people don't necessarily pull the trigger. It can be financial, it could be timing for them, it could be that they're too busy, it could be that they're scared, and it could be that they are unsure. And so the content snacks in this strategy are really, really effective and critical. So if you haven't incorporated content snacks into your follow-up strategy, add a few. Drop them in there. Give them a little Dorito or some chips and some hummus and see if they call you back. Usually they will. If you are loving some of these ideas so far, you just wait until we get into the rest of this list, the next 5. But I want to make sure that you let me know in the comments below. If you want me to do another follow-up video, because I've got way more than 10. I'm telling y'all, 25 years of following up has given me a complete arsenal. So if you want more, say I want more in the comments below. And while you are down there, make sure that you like this video and that you share it with someone else who needs it. I am trying to get to 50,000 subscribers, guys. You guys have said, I cannot believe you don't have 1 million subscribers. Well, quite frankly, we can't believe it either. So your likes will help the algorithm. The algorithm will help this get out to more people, and that will help this channel grow. Thank you in advance. Now, strategy number 6 is one that I know you've probably heard before, but it is one that I can tell you is truly powerful. That is, use the power of social proof. Yes, we are in a society, guys, of people who do make buying decision based upon customer reviews. You know we are, and you know I'm not lying. You do the exact same thing, especially when shopping online and making decisions electronically, right? You typically want to, if you're on Amazon or even ordering an outfit or a pair of shoes or whatever off of online, you read the reviews to get the opinions of other people to see if you are making the right decision. It is just good old-fashioned peer pressure. Exactly, it's peer pressure. And you need to incorporate a little dose of peer pressure into your follow-up strategies as well in order to be successful. So make sure that you are trickling and dripping in some social proof. And that is why testimonials, especially video, screenshots, those types of things are really going to be critical in your business because they will ultimately help you sell and convert higher. The more you collect, the greater your results are going to be. And I do get questions oftentimes from people on what are some effective ways for me to get that social proof. So if that is a video that you would like me to do, because I really want to know, in the comments below, put social proof training, and I will make sure I get on top of that. If I get enough of you telling me that that's what you want, I will share with you how I am able to get some social proof, typically from my audience, because I've got a folder full of it. And those testimonials are a truly effective way to follow up with your prospects and get their on the fence or even their no to become a yes. Strategy number 7 in my follow-up arsenal is to create the meme masterstroke. Yes, everybody loves a good meme. It is true.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's hilarious. There is nothing like scrolling around on social media or looking on the internet somewhere, especially when something major has happened in the world, and seeing that within seconds, somebody has created some kind of hilarious meme that makes you laugh and really makes you think about the situation. Well, that's exactly what this strategy utilizes. I encourage you to do it. I've made memes before and actually emailed them or texted them or even inboxed or DM'd them to prospects before, just really highlighting something hilarious about what's going on in their lives, maybe a problem that they're having, something that kind of triggered a thought for me about what I know they're experiencing based upon our discovery call and our sales call. And I put in there a message like just a little something to brighten your day, make you smile, and when you're ready to tackle these challenges, let me know. It's just another great way to kind of incorporate some modern day follow-up into it, and also to make them smile when thinking of you. And trust me, all you got to do is send them a funny meme that you found once or even create it for them, and every single time they see it, because you know that they become viral on social very, very quickly, they will think of you, and that brings you back to the forefront of their minds and to the top of their minds and gets them that much closer to believing in you enough to say, I do. Now, strategy number 8 is one of my favorites. I have been using it for over 20 years and it works wonders. And that is sending them an anniversary gift. Yes, I said it, sending them an anniversary gift. This one, it depends on how long you've been following up and how big the potential money is with this particular client. If the money, though, is a good, decent amount of money, it does not hurt to put a little bit of investment into an anniversary gift, and I have done it before. I have had flowers delivered to prospects, edible arrangements, small gifts, and now with Amazon, it makes it crazy easy to actually have a really inexpensive gift delivered with a card that says, it's our anniversary. I have been trying to get you to become a customer for 1 month, and today is the day that we celebrate our love or lack thereof. I always send them, especially when it is a good prospect. So I don't use this strategy with everyone, but it actually is a part of my follow-up process. Once I start getting into long-term nurturing of the relationship, if it's a big enough price tag, I will 100% send them an anniversary gift, and it will literally change the game. I've had so many people reach back out to me that were prospects and say, girl, you are absolutely crazy. I need you to help me do this in my business so I can convert more clients, and it works like a charm. And strategy number 9 is the influencer shout out. Yes, influencer shout out. You heard what I'm saying. That basically means that you are going to give a shout out to your prospect on social media, on some of your social media platforms. Now, this isn't one that I actually implemented into my business until recently because it was done to me. And I thought this is brilliant. He actually did this huge testimonial and shout out to me on LinkedIn. And he was trying to get me to bring him on board to do some marketing work in my company. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And because the type of work that he did was marketing related, I thought it was even more brilliant. And it really let me know his skill set and his out of the box thinking, which, as you know, I love to incorporate into my life as well. So I loved it. He did a huge shout out. It made me reach out and say thank you. It made me share it. It kind of put us in conversation again. And I ultimately did end up hiring him. So it worked on me. So I began implementing and it has worked for me. And if you listen and you try this and you incorporate it, it will work for you too. Boo. And strategy number 10 is the snail mail surprise. Yes, people still do use snail mail and people still do like to receive it, believe it or not. And snail mail is something simple like a handwritten card or a handwritten note. Or you can even get one of those like padded envelopes that looks like a package and actually just send a typed letter or a typed follow-up to someone. I've done that before. People do typically still open mail because we get it and receive it so infrequently. And it really does change up the game from what we're used to, which is mostly those digital messages that can end up in your spam or easily be deleted or ignored or forwarded to someone else. So trying this snail mail route definitely works. It's a very effective follow-up strategy. I actually incorporate it at the end of my follow-up strategy and sales process, and it has really changed the game. I do get quite a few conversions from the snail mail piece, and it's something that actually goes, I think it's like maybe the final step before I just put the prospect into my email newsletter and just begin to continue to nurture it that way, because that's also a strategy that I didn't even tell you about, but it's also one, like I said, I got a whole arsenal of these. So again, if you want to hear about it, talk about it in the comments below. But ultimately, snail mail still works, and you know, it just is what it is. It's a great tool, and I think you should try it out. So as you can see, the fortunes are in the follow-up. If you are having difficulty increasing sales, getting the sales that you need inside of your coaching, consulting, speaking, service providing company, 90% of the time, I can tell you to ask yourself, am I following up effectively? Hopefully today you got some great ideas on strategies that you can use and things that you need to incorporate into your business and life on how you can ultimately follow up, because one or two of these effective follow-up strategies could serve you really well and really change the game of what's going on in your business. So please make sure that you come back and try some of them and let me know which ones you are most interested in and what your results are. I can't wait to hear. Again, don't forget, if you want me to help you actually map out your process, then you need to apply for our VIP day program. Doesn't mean you're going to get in, doesn't mean that we're going to be a good fit. It really just means that we can get on a discovery call to see if we're going to be a good fit and if that's something that you need. And if you're ready to boost your sales game and make those deals a reality, then follow-up processes and strategies is probably something that you need to do very quickly, boo. And until next time, my loves, I can't wait to see you. Stay safe. Bye-bye.